Sarah Wegley, and I have a moderate hearing loss in both ears. Communication breakdowns happen to me on a regular basis. Because of my own experiences of loneliness and isolation, my passion in life is to reduce the barriers that hearing loss creates between people. I want to show others how to communicate effectively with adults who have hearing loss. For our class project, I wanted to work with ALDA Chicago, the local chapter of a national organization. I have been a member of this support group for several years. I went to the February board meeting to discuss my project. I asked the board if I could first survey the membership, second, survey their family and friends who would be my target audience, and third, provide a workshop as an event on the ALDA Chicago meeting schedule. They agreed, but they had a condition for me. They asked me to make the training equally accessible so they could attend along with their loved ones. This access would be provided through CART. With CART, a trained captioner types everything that is said and projects this onto a screen that can be easily read by everyone. Here's a photo of the first CART screen at the board meeting. We agreed on a date, time, and location for a 1-hour workshop. Then I started my front-end analysis to determine the content of the training. The goal of my front-end analysis was to pinpoint what people could do to communicate more effectively when speaking with someone who has a hearing loss. I started by making this Google Forms survey, which has 19 questions. I used the ALDA Chicago website to email the link to all 93 members. I got 32 responses. I found out that their communication partners were not consistently facing them when speaking. I also learned that they did not know about clear speech, a technique for modifying your usual way of speaking for increased clarity. My next step was to create this knowledge exam, which I called a quiz so it would sound less intimidating, for the family and friends of ALDA Chicago members. I received 29 responses. I learned that when a misunderstanding occurs, nearly half repeat what they said rather than rephrasing. About the same number reported, they do not consistently get their listeners' attention first before speaking. A knowledge gap was revealed in regards to coping with background noise. After this, I decided to query people who did not have a close connection with someone with hearing loss. I sent the survey link to 21 members of Amazing Love Church in Frankfurt, where my event would be held. I got 5 responses. An interesting insight was they were unfamiliar with the deaf nod and social bluffing, which means pretending to understand when you really don't. My final front-end analysis step was to do a key consultation. For this, I interviewed 2 audiologists to find out their perspectives. They did not know of any Chicago area organizations currently providing training on how to communicate effectively with adults who have hearing loss. In this next part of the video, you will get a quick look at my student manual. In my introduction, I noted that 20% of Americans have a hearing loss. Background information for my topic was, what does speech sound like with different types of hearing loss? I had 3 target lessons. What must I do proactively as a speaker when my listener is deaf or hard of hearing? What can I do about background noise in our surroundings? And what can I do if a misunderstanding occurs? A summary wrapped everything up. Now I have some photos from my workshop for you.